Hey friends, I'm so glad you're with me today. I just finished watching my youngest son take off down the driveway for a run, and I thought you might want to join me for some of these pre-empty nesting moments that I've been experiencing. So this is kind of a slower morning. Nate's outside doing his thing, he's fishing, and my oldest just took off to take some basketball, or to play some basketball, sorry. And then the youngest one, like I said, just took off for a run. So thanks for joining me on this pre-empty nesting day. And I hope we can find some things that are a little bit relatable if you happen to be in the same season. So come on, and I'll take you through just a little bit of what a slower weekend day happens to look like in this pre-empty nesting phase.
Life is definitely changing, and obviously this isn't the first time that our lives have changed, but our weekends are feeling a little bit different now. And in this video, I'm going to take you through kind of what our weekends are starting to look like as a pre-empty nester, and figuring out how to balance the quiet moments, the family time, and all of that. There's paperwork still, some fun blogging to do, cooking waffles alone, watching my kiddos head out and do their own thing, and my husband do his own thing. And here's just a little bit of a sneak peek into what life looks like right now before the nest is empty. Although I think that might be a short phase, because then you think about your family expanding further, and I don't know, just different. So if you're navigating this stage of life or wondering what it's like, I hope this video resonates with you today. Mornings are definitely a bit slower now. There's no rushing. My kids get themselves out the door. They do their own breakfast, lunch, all of that. And so a lot of times it's just me in the early morning and my morning routine. There's this moment when you're just so happy for your kids, and they're out doing their thing, and they're doing their own laundry, which here I am picking it up after they folded it and taking it to their rooms, but that's not something that I have to do or is part of my routine. They do their own laundry and things, but there is this moment where you just stand there, and when the house does feel a little bit emptier, and you just have to pause and take it in and remember that this is a new normal, just like all the other new normals that you've experienced along the way, and that it's not really empty, it's just a transition, because they'll be back and they'll actually bring more friends with them when they come back. But when it's quiet, man, it sure is quiet. I think the moments are still really full, even though the house is quieter, and finding some things to do to fill that time is also really important when the house is so quiet. Blogging and YouTube has been such a learning curve for me. I didn't even know about all this stuff. I didn't even watch YouTube, except for I would watch Dude Perfect with my boys, and those guys are hilarious. But anyhow, I've got that to fill my time. I have done some other hobbies. I've always been a runner. I love walking outside. Learning to play the guitar is something I've started to do in the past. It's been about 1.5 years since I've been doing that. But again, a new hobby, or I don't know if you call it a hobby, but something for this season of life that I've absolutely loved. There's always chores and things to do around the house, but when your kids get this age, you really have kind of worked yourself out of a job. They do their own things, and it's more of a team effort. You know, we all help each other out and do things together, but yet at the same time, you don't have to do every single thing. It's just a collaboration, and everybody can do their own things because you've taken the time to teach them how to do that, because when they do fully leave the nest, you've tried to set them up to be able to be successful in doing that. plain sourdough waffles that I'm making right now, you can find that entire recipe over on the blog at keepitsimpleannasue.com. So head on over there and check it out. Another thing that's kind of different is the food routine, and sometimes you might just be cooking for one, but you always prepare enough for about 8 because there's typically friends that come over or stop in at some point. Plus, with full-size teens, they eat a lot of food at all hours. So even though it feels like I might just be sitting down by myself, someone's going to be popping in at some point to eat and probably eating a whole lot of food. So that's a whole other topic for another time. You know, one thing, no matter what season we're in, I know this, there's always constantly change, and that God walks through you right with the season that you're in, and to love Him and to love others through it. And your mission is right where you are at this time.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. And if you are also in this pre-empty nesting phase, I would really love to hear how you're navigating it in the comments below. So let's chat below and share some pointers and tips that you're figuring out in this different stage, how to just embrace it and enjoy it like all the other seasons and the new normals that have happened. And if you liked joining me today, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, and that way you don't miss any of my future videos. And I hope to see you soon.